Hi guys, Mike here, and in this clip we're going to have a look at the Nokia Asha 302, the successor of the very popular Nokia C3. So we have it right here. This is the white version. It will also be available in a bunch of different colors. Will be available in silver and red and maybe blue as well. The white version looks very fancy. It's made from plastic and a little bit of aluminum. And let's have a quick look at it around the device. First of all, on the front we have the QWERTY keyboard. The keys are a little bit small actually. It's going to take a while for you to actually get used to these keys, but once you do, you're going to actually use this a lot, and it will be easy to write messages, even mails, I don't know, go online and on social services. On top you have a D-pad. You also have two dedicated buttons that you can customize. I customized mine for social, and this other one, I think it's for email. You can customize this quite easy. And on top there is the speaker and the Nokia logo. And let's have a quick look on the sides. Nothing on this part. On top, what we have here is a micro USB slot, 3.5mm jack for your headphones, and the PSU, the 2mm Nokia PSU. And on this side we have this jack that will take micro SD cards, and it's of course hot swappable. And on the bottom there's actually nothing, so you don't have a dedicated button for the camera, you don't have a volume rocker. Very simple design here. And the back of the device, you notice this silver aluminum part. It looks good, will be quite solid. And you have a 3.2 megapixel camera, no flash, and there's the speaker. Only one speaker is placed here. Now opening the device, it's quite easy to access the interior, and this is the battery. It's quite a big battery, and the SIM is placed beneath this. It works with a regular size SIM. Now let's go ahead and have a quick look at the software. But first let's talk about the screen a bit. 2.4 inch in diagonal. It's standard resolution, only 320 by 240 pixels, so quite small resolution for this screen, and it's a TFT display. It's not very good, viewing angles are quite poor, and will be quite problematic using it in strong light, but for such a cheap device I'd say it's an overall rather good screen. In terms of hardware, there's a 1GB processor in here, single core, only 128 megabytes of RAM, and not a lot of storage space, but you can actually put a micro SD card in here and get up to 32 gigabytes of space on this one for your music, your clip, and all of your other files. Now you're going to notice that this one is not really a smartphone. It runs on S40 operating system. Pretty standard home screen here. You can customize it. You have a bunch of options here. You can go ahead and customize this home screen. You can switch between all these bars. You can put different things, for instance, I don't know, something else instead of calendar, and you can put your social applications over here, and you also have a quick launch bar here, which you can also customize. And let's have a quick look at the basic application. You have a calendar, contacts, you have music, you have email, and you can set up a bunch of different types of email, for instance Yahoo, Gmail, of course some of your other servers, private servers. You have messaging, photo, you have access to the Nokia stores, you have social, which actually grabs, unfortunately it's not really working on my device, but this one integrates with Facebook and Twitter, and it's decently alright. You have a bunch of games, but the games are quite poor, I'd say. Not really the types of games you will be familiar on devices right now. They look like very old games, so something like this. But they could be alright if you're just looking to spend some time playing a game. Alright, let's go back. Of course there's no multitasking, no real multitasking for this device, because it's just an entry-level phone. And let me go ahead and also show you the internet. And it's Nokia's own browser. Of course, you can install Opera, for instance. I'd say it's better. And let's go ahead and open our Romanian website. Will take a bit of time to load. Although right now we're on wireless, but this one also has 3G, so it's quite fast, up to 14.4 megabits per second, 3G. And this is how the website is going to look. This is the mobile Romanian site. And I would say the browser is alright. Of course, it doesn't actually support Flash. If you're going to go to YouTube, for instance, let's go ahead and go to YouTube and see how you can actually see those clips on YouTube. There will be this one preload. The first one, for instance, this one, I don't really know what it is. Load the media. It will, and then it should work.
They look like our leftovers.
Should work. And we have the speaker here, and there are a little bit of interference. You can see there are some vibrations. So not really the best speaker, but you can use the headphones. There is a jack for the headphones on top. And of course, besides YouTube, let's go out. Besides YouTube, you can also play other kinds of content. Will work with standard definition clips, DivX, XVids, stuff like this, but it won't work with MKVs or any other kinds of HD clips. And one more thing I wanted to show you, it's the camera. Let's go ahead and see where the camera is. Should be here in this quick launch bar. Okay, this is the camera. It's only a standard focus camera, so it's not really the best camera out there. Can shoot clips, but only standard definition clips, VGA up to 15 frames per second, so the image will be quite choppy. And the camera we have here on the back, it's a 3.2 megapixel camera with no flash. So as long as the lighting is okay, the camera would be decent, but it's a fixed focus camera, so don't expect that much out of it. And just taking a picture here. Okay, and this is the standard interface. You have a bunch of options here, pretty standard, actually very standard for the S40 screens. If you're familiar with this, it will be alright. So those were pretty much all the things I wanted to show you about this device. One more thing, it will be quite good for taking calls, making calls. For that, this device actually works good, and you will be able to keep this, use this continuously fire for at least 2 days before it runs out of battery life. And if you're going to use it lightly, it will last you like 3 or 4, maybe even more days, because it has like almost a 1500 milliamps battery, and the hardware is not really that needy. Of course, in terms of prices, this is going to be very cheap. You're probably going to get it without a contract for like 150 euros, something like this. And if you want it on a contract, most operators will probably offer it for free. And you can't really expect that many things from a device that goes for this kind of money. But if you want just a regular smartphone, a regular phone, actually not a smartphone, one of the older types of phones that has this full QWERTY keyboard will help you a lot when dealing with your messages, with dealing with your, with your friends, chatting with your friends, going social. This device can be quite good. It's replacing the Nokia C3, and the Nokia C3 was very popular with the same kind of recipe. It was a similar device. This is slightly faster, slightly more compact, and I'd say it's better built. So overall, this could be a winner, although in 2012, I don't know, there are some very cheap Android devices that will be a tough competition for this one, as long as you don't need the full QWERTY keyboard. Even so, with the full QWERTY keyboard, there are competitors, but more about those you will find in the description below, and of course on the site. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you. That was Mike with the Nokia Asha 302 video review.